Hey everybody, welcome to the D. Louise book series. I'm Christina K-R-I-S-T-I-N-A. This is where we read books, talk about books, nothing special going on here. So please hit the like and subscribe. Let me know I'm doing a good job. I seem to be very low on subscribes lately. Maybe by this time this airs, I'll get a few more. Who knows? It would be nice to hit 200. St. Patrick's Day, maybe? I don't know. One of these days, maybe it'll never happen. Maybe by Christmas it'll happen. It didn't happen about my birthday. I kind of wished it, and it didn't happen. That was last month. So anyway, this is episode number two of If Then. I couldn't think of a better title. If I do one day, maybe I'll change it. But right now, it's If Then. Because I was thinking, you know how many hours upon hours upon hours you can spend searching for a series, for a book you might like. I'm a series person. I read series. All those are series. So I go and spend hours upon hours. It's been 20 years. I still haven't found the detective series I'm looking for. We've got Anita Blake up there and Tanya Huff, Blood Ties. Those are the two series. I'm looking for a vampire working with humans, detectiving, solving mysteries, solving murder things. And all you find out there is they want to be cured. It's got to be romance and stuff like that. And I want the murder mystery going on with the relationships. I've always said that. So we'll be getting to those too. I've got a whole bunch of those coming up too. And I may do this video again one day when I find a different batch to talk about. But right now, I thought we would start out. Where'd it go? It was here somewhere. Alright. I lost the book. It was here. It was literally here. Alright. Excuse me. Okay. It was here. So, this is episode number 2. And we will probably do it again in a few months. Maybe I'll find some new authors to choose, and we'll do it again. So we'll see how it goes. And some of these authors that you see now, you will see again because they do qualify in several different categories. So you will see these. I plan on using some of these authors again for group. We have so many. You can be a detective. You can be a detective with a partner, detective in a group, an amateur sleuth, a medical forensic, FBI, local. There's whole different categories. Buddy type situations. So we've got a whole bunch of things. So this particular podcast or video is if you like forensics or medical and you like Miss Patricia Cornwell, and this is book 1, postmortem. We will get to this. We will talk about this shortly. So if you like this, maybe you'll like these. That's the topic. If you like this, maybe you'll like these here, over here, in this space here. All right, the first one up is Casey Hill, Caseyhill. Book 1 is Taboo. The Riley Steele is your lead character. There are 8 books in this series. I usually don't touch series unless they've got like at least 12. But this has got 8. So it's called Taboo, and a thriller co-written by Melissa Hill and her husband Kevin. The story is set in Dublin and features forensic investigator Riley Steele, who has moved from the U.S. to Dublin to be close to her father, but returns what should have been a quiet period filled with training in Irish forensics team turns sinister and violent when body after body is found of people killed in what appears to be a twisted game. So what do you think? Yes, no, up, down, forwards, backwards? Gonna check it out. Book number 2, Elly, Griffith, Ruth Calloway, The Crossings. There are 15 books in this series. When she's not digging up bones or ancient objects, quirky tart-tongued anthropologist Ruth Calloway lives happily alone in a remote area called Saltmarsh near Norfolk, land that was created to its Iron Age inhabitants, not quite Earth, not quite sea. So we'll have to check that out. 15 books. When a child's bones are found in a desolate nearby beach, Detective Chief Inspector Harry Nilsson calls Calloway for help. Nilsson thinks he's found the remains of Lucy Downey, a little girl who went missing 10 years ago. Since her disappearance, he has been receiving bizarre letters about her, letters with references to ritual and sacrifices. The bones actually turn out to be 2,000 years old, but Ruth is soon drawn into the Lucy Downey case and into the mind of the letter writer, who seems to have both archaeological knowledge and eerie psychic powers. So this might go paranormal too. We'll have to see. I've got another one over there where there's a psychic detective. I've spotted quite a few of those in my searches. So we might do a medic psychic. The Alex Kellman, his is not too psychic though, but it is mental. Then another child goes missing and the hunt is on to find her. As the letter writer moves closer and the windswept Norfolk landscape exerts its power, Ruth finds herself in completely new territory and in serious danger. Okay, book 3. Simon Beckett, The Chemistry of Death, David Hunter, book 1. There are 7 books in this series. 3 years ago, David Hunter moved to Norfolk to escape his life in London, his gritty work in forensic, and a tragedy that nearly destroyed him. Working as a simple country doctor, seeing his lost wife and daughter only in his dreams, David struggles to remain uninvolved when the corpse of a woman is found in the woods. A macra sign from her killer decorating her body. In one horrifying instant, the quiet summer countryside that has been David's refuge has turned malevolent, and suddenly there's no place to hide. The village of Manham is tight, far from the beaten path. As a newcomer, Dr. Hunter is immediately as a suspect. Once an expert in analyzing human remains, he reluctantly joins the police investigation. When another woman disappears, it becomes personal, because this time she is someone David knows, someone who has managed to penetrate the icy barrier around his heart. With the killer's bizarre and twisted methods screaming out to him, with a brooding countryside beset with suspicion, David can feel the darkness gathering around him as the clock ticks down on a young woman's life. David must follow a macabre trail of clues all the way till its final horrifying conclusion. Book 4. Jefferson Bass, Carved in Bone, The Body Farm. There are 9 books in this series. We've got a couple of books with that title, so we'll go through it. Renowned anthropologist Dr. Bill Brockton has spent his career surrounded by death at the body farm. Now he's being called upon to help solve a baffling puzzle in a remote mountain community. The mummified corpse of a young woman dead for 30 years has been discovered in a cave, the body bizarrely preserved and transformed by environment's unique chemistry. But Brockton's investigation is threatening to open old wounds among an insular people who won't forget or forgive, and a long-buried secret prematurely exposed could inflame Brockton's own guilt and the dangerous hostility of bitter enemies determined to see him fail by any means. Book 5. Jeffery Deaver, The Bone Collector. And I had this one. Wait a minute. Well, I'm going to drop myself bonkers today searching for this book because I can't find it, and I had it. If you were here for Flashback Monday, I had it. So I don't know where it went. But it was here somewhere. Okay, so I apologize. I have it. I don't know where it is. So Lincoln Rhyme was once a brilliant criminologist, a genius in the field of forensics, until an ancient accident left him physically and emotionally shattered. But now a diabolical killer is challenging Rhyme to a terrifying and ingenious duel of wits with police detective Amelia Sachs by his side. Rhyme must follow a labyrinth of clues that reaches to a dark chapter in New York City's past and a future further into the darkness of the mind of a madman who won't stop until he's stripped his life down to the bone. 16 books in the Lincoln Rhyme series. Douglas Preston, book 6. Author 6, should I say. Aloysius Pendergrass. There are 21 books in this series. That looks promising. Just day before a massive exhibition opens at popular New York Museum of Natural History, visitors are savagely murdered in the museum's dark hallways and secret rooms. Autopsies indicate the killer cannot be human, but the museum's director plans to go ahead with a big bash to celebrate the new exhibition in spite of the murders. Well, they need the money. Museum researcher Margot Green must find out who or what is doing the killing, but can she do it in time to stop the massacre? Iris Johansen. Oh, there's 21 books since I said the 3. Iris Johansen, books, author 7. Fact of Deception, Eve Duncan book. There are 30 books in this series. That looks promising. 30 books. Wow. An Unidentified Skull, A Trail of Terrifying Secrets, a woman whose talented hands could reveal the shocking truth. As forensic sculptor, Eve Duncan helps identify the dead from their skulls. Her own daughter murdered and her body never found. The job is Eve's way of coming to terms with her personal nightmare. But more terror lies ahead when she accepts work from billionaire John Logan. Beneath her gifted hands, a face emerges from the skull he has given her to reconstruct. A face no one was ever meant to see. Now Eve is trapped in a frightening web of murder and deceit. Powerful enemies are determined to cover up the truth, and they will make certain the truth goes to the grave, even if Eve gets buried with it. Now, my 3 series here. Let's do Miss Patricia Cornwell, the Scarpetta series. There are 28 books in this series, and I have no idea where my glasses are. So you'll excuse me while I go blind. Patricia Cornwell's debut novel introduced one of crime fiction's most compelling characters, gutsy medical examiner Skye Scarpetta. Cornwell's gift for combining cutting-edge criminology with nerve-shattering suspense makes a book a true modern classic. Under cover of night in Richmond, Virginia, a monster strikes, leading gruesome trail of strangling that has paralyzed the city. Kay Scarpetta suspects the worst, a deliberate campaign by a brilliant serial killer whose signature offers precious few clues. With an unerring eye, she calls on the latest advances in forensic research to unmask the madman. But this investigation will test Kay like no other, because it's being sabotaged from within and someone wants her dead. 28 books in this series. My kind of series. It's long. There's character progression. There's a mystery. It works. What do you think? And my gal pal here, if you many years ago in the 90s, we had well, not 90s, but 2000s ish, maybe it was the 90s. No, it was later than that. It was 2000s ish. James Patterson's Murder Club got had a season or 2, and when it finished, they took Angie Harmon, who played Lindsay Boxer in that series, and now she has her playing Risolli in the Risolli Iles, and the lady from NCIS, the blonde, the one of the before the lady with the black curly hair, the Middle Eastern lady took over. The blonde lady was first. That's Risolli Iles. I love that TV series. It was awesome. This is the first book. There are I didn't write it down. There's quite a few books in this series. I've got some of them here, so we'll go through. The Surgeon is the first one. He slips into their homes at night and walks silently into bedrooms where women lie sleeping, unaware of the horrors they soon will endure. The precision of the killer's method suggests he is a deranged man of medicine, propelling the Boston newspapers and the frightening public to name him the surgeon. The cops' only clue rests with another crime, the victim of a nearly identical crime. 2 years ago, Dr. Catherine Cordell fought back and killed her attacker before he could complete his assault. Now she hides in fear of intimacy behind a cold and elegant exterior and a well-earned reputation as a top surgeon. Hey, that's not Risolli Iles. Cordell's facade is about to crack as this new killer recreates with chilling accuracy the details of Cordon's own ordeal. With a new murder, he seems to taunt her ever closer. From her hospital to her home, her only comes from Thomas Moore, the detective assigned to the case. But even Moore cannot protect Cordell from a brilliant hunter, somehow understands and savors the worst fears of every woman he kills. Filled with authentic detail, this is a trademark of the doctor turned author and complex with rich and complex characters in the ER. Obviously, I picked up the wrong book. This is the first one in the series, though. Let's see. Oh, I can't see. Okay. The Mephistopheles Club. This is Risolli Iles. The Latin phrase is scrawled in blood at the scene of the young woman's brutal murder. I have sinned. It's a chilling Christmas present for Boston's medical examiner Maura Iles and Detective Jane Risolli, who swiftly linked the victim to controversial celebrity psychiatrist Joyce O'Donnell, Jane's professional nemesis and member of a sinister cabal called the Mephistopheles Club. And I believe we will do this whole series in order on the channel. We'll do a binge read. This one, for the second time in this short life, Teddy Clark has survived a massacre. For 2 years ago, he barely escaped when his entire family was slaughtered. Now at 14, a hideous echo of the past, Teddy is the lone survivor of his foster family's mass murder, often once more. The traumatized teenager has nowhere to run until the Boston PD puts Detective Jane Risolli on the case, with Laura Iles with her. And another one with the Bone Garden. This is different. This is another series. But it's Julia Hamill has made a horrifying discovery on the grounds of her home in rural Massachusetts. A skull buried in the rocky soil, a human female, and according to trained eye of Boston Medical Examiner Maura Iles, scarred with unmistakable marks of murder. But whoever the nameless woman was and whatever befell her is knowledge lost to another time. We'll just go through these. I Know a Secret and life support. She does a kids version. Exposure. This is another one for the kids or young adults. I don't suggest them for little kids. Kathy Reichs. Vials. Oh, we haven't gotten to Bones yet. This is Bones. I switched authors. Oh my god, I switched authors. Sorry. I had the first one. Oh, here it is. Temperance Brennan. She works in Washington, D.C. with, well, no, in the books, it's North Carolina and Canada. On the TV show Bones, it was Washington, D.C. And there are 23 books in this series. I actually like the TV show better, but the books are great, and the relationship between her and he's not Booth in this. He's another name, I forget. But this book is also good. This is our 10th book in the series. These are the 10 books, medical books. And She does. Really, a debut novel inspired such widespread excellence. A born storyteller, Dr. Kathy Reichs walks in the steps of her heroine, Dr. Temperance Brennan. She spends her days in autopsy suite, the courtroom, the crime lab with cops and exhumation sites. Often her long days turn into harrowing nights. In June, in Montreal and Tempe, who has left a shaky marriage back home in North Carolina to take on the challenge assignment of Director of Forensic Anthropology of the province of Quebec, looks forward to a relaxing weekend. And it doesn't say she. First, though, she must stop at a newly uncovered burial site in the heart of the city. One look at the decomposed and decapitated corpse stored neatly in plastic bag tells her she'll spend the weekend in the crime lab. This is a homicide of the worst kind. To begin to find some answers, Tempe must first identify the victim, who is this person with reddish hair and small bone structures. Something about the crime scene is familiar to Tempe, the slashing of the body parts and meticulous dismemberment. One case in particular comes to mind, the murder of 16-year-old Chantal Trottier, who arrived in the morgue naked less than a year before and packaged in plastic bags. Deja dead. And bones are forever. And flesh and bones. Let's see. Temperance Brennan. Oh, come on. What's his name? I forget what his name is. Not listed. Bones. Grave Secrets. Forensic anthropologist for the medical examiners North Carolina, Montreal, Tempe is in Guatemala for a month's service to help some families identify and bury their dead. So those are my 10 conspiracy of bones. Kathy Reichs returns with a riveting new novel featuring her vastly popular forensic anthropologist Temperance Brennan, who must use all of her trademarked craft to discover the identity of a faceless corpse. God, his name isn't mentioned here either. The cop, I can't remember. I feel so bad. So, those are my 10 semi-medical, semi-forensic, semi-anthropology, semi-bones. What do you think? So check it out. Check those 10 out. I'll put the listings up. Casey Hill, Elly Griffith, Simon Beckett, Jefferson Bass, Jeffery Deaver. We will talk about these people again in other settings, in other headings, detectiving, copying, stuff like that. Irish Johansen, Tess Gerritsen, my Risolli Iles. Every crime scene tells a story. Some keep you awake at night, others haunt your dreams. The grisly display that homicide cop Jane Risolli finds in Boston Chinatown will do both. Vanish. Kathy Reichs, Morning Monday, Temperance Brennan, The Harvest, some bones, some medical. You know me in audio. Bones never lie. Bones of the Lost. Conspiracy of Bones. Grave Secrets. Bare Bones. Deadly Decisions. Oh, another version of Death de Jure. Same book. So please hit the like and subscribe. I don't know where I did with some of the others. They're here someplace. I'll have to go find them. Please check out Flashback Monday. We're going into January and February 2009. We should be up to March. Might even be February or March. We're into 2009 this month. So please check out Flashback Monday for that. Also, Star Trek Fridays. This is going to follow Star Trek Fridays. This will be my new Friday episodes. We'll do Flashback on Mondays. We do Star Trek on Friday, and we'll do If Then on Friday too. And then the rest of the week, look for single book reviews. Please hit the like and subscribe. Let me know I'm doing a good job. I'm really excited about this new series, and I hope it works. We're going to be doing some sci-fi and some other cozies. We'll get into some cozies. There's amateur sleuths, cozies, there's regular sleuths, there's cops, there's detectives, there's group environments, there's single environments, there's thrillers. There's gazillions of ideas out there. If you like this, you like this. I hope you checked out the Bridgertons last week, and the Mallorys, and the Sherbrooks, and all the other groups we talked about, the Sinsters, and we'll get into that. We'll get into couple detectives too. We'll get into some more Catherine Coulter, Sherlock and Shavik, and the rest of the group. So please hit the like and subscribe. Let me know I'm doing a good job. Thank you.